here, so today we're making our own creatures inspired by Joan Miro, who's an abstract artist, which means that they focus on the use of color and line and shape, and they're not trying to make anything look realistic. They're just trying to create art that is non-objective, so it doesn't really look like anything. So for this project, you want a piece of paper. You want a pencil and an eraser so we can draw. I have an eraser that has a smiley face on it right now. You want a black marker or pen or colored pencil that you can outline with. I have one that's thinner and one that's thicker. And then you want colored pencils to color in because we're going to have some small details and we want to be able to color them in. I have a sharpener for my colored pencils as well. So I am going to set this aside and we are going to get started. So I have these sheets that have a bunch of different ideas for heads, faces, torsos, arms, legs, and then details. So we're going to use one of each, and then when it comes to details, we're going to try to add 5 details around our creature. So our first is deciding which head shape we want. So I'm going to look at these, and I think I'm going to use this one. Let's do that one. So I'm going to try my best to recreate that shape, and if it's not perfect, that's okay because abstract art has a lot of shapes, so it might not look exactly the same. Like that. And now I'm going to pick which face I want, and I really like this kind of silly face, so I'm going to use that for my face. Then I'm going to make a line that goes up, down, and back up for that. For my torso, I think I'm going to use this shape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw this right below it. Then it has a triangle that comes up like that. And then I'm going to start adding my lines in. And like I said, if it's not exactly the same, that's okay because abstract art is in lines and shapes, so it doesn't have to be perfect. So now I have what I need for my head, my face, and my torso. So I'm going to move those out of the way, and I'm going to decide what kind of arms I want to use. And I like this arm, so I think I'm going to add this arm. I'm going to add it a little farther down. But I'm also going to add the circles on the end. So there's my first arm. And then I think I'm going to use this shape for my next arm. Like that. So now I have my head, my torso, my face, and my arms. The last thing I have left are my legs. And I really like these, so I think I'm going to try to do those for my legs. And all of these different shapes that I drew as examples are inspired by Joan Miro. So I tried to recreate a lot of those shapes that she uses. So now we have everything we need for our creature. Our next step is picking 5 different details to add around the outside. So I think I'm going to add a star right here. Like that. I kind of like this crescent shape, so I think I'm going to add one of those over here a little bit larger. I like this like kind of swirly line, so I'm going to try to add that in over here. Going around. So I have 3 details. I think I might use this line. I like that line a lot. The circle on the end. So now we have 4. I think I'm going to add in the swirl, and I think I want to add that in somewhere too, and I'm going to add the swirl a little bit smaller because I don't have many small details. So I added in some swirls, and then I'm going to add this in right here, which I know I said just 5, but I'm going to add a few extras just so I can have even more going around here. Alright, so now we have our drawing done. Our next step is outlining, so I think I'm going to use the thicker marker for some details, and I'm going to use the thinner marker for other details. So what I want to do is I want to go through and outline all of these really pretty shapes that I drew, And then I'm going to go back and erase my pencil lines so they're not showing anymore. So I'm going to go through and keep outlining. And I like to use my thicker and thinner marker when I'm outlining, so then I can have some different line weight, which means how thick or how thin a line is. But you can use whatever you have. So I added those using a thicker one. Maybe I'll go back and I'll use this for my thinner lines. So I'm going to keep going through and outlining my different shapes because I wanted to have this really pretty dark outline, because a lot of her artwork has that really pretty dark outline. So I'm going to keep outlining this, and then I'm going to erase all my pencil lines that are hanging around in the background. And then we're going to finish by coloring this in. So I'm going to get this outlined, and then we're going to get it colored in. So I have it outlined now. So what we're going to do, I have a few little pencil lines that are still in there, is we're going to start coloring it in. And what you want to do is for all the different sections, you want to use different colors. And even on my details that I have right here on the outside, I'm going to add some color to those as well, just so it can all be colorful. So if I have some that are just like lines like this, I'm going to go back and add a little bit of color to them. So I'm going to start with all of my details here on the outside, and then I'm going to start working on my creature, my Miro creature last. So I'm going to get everything colored in around the outside, and then we'll see about coloring the inside. You can use pretty much any color you want for this. Joan and Miro like to use a lot of like simple colors, so the primary and secondary she used a lot of. So a lot of blues and reds and yellows, purples, oranges, and purple. Oh wait, I already said purple. Purple, oranges, and greens. So I'm going to keep adding some color to my stuff on the outside, and then we will see it and we'll start working on the inside. Alright, so I got my outside kind of colored in and real colorful, and now I'm going to start working on coloring in my inside, and I decided I do want to add some black into this. So I'm going to color in some of my areas black, like that. And then I'm going to go back and start using my other colors. I have all of these different like shapes that I have, and I want to make all of these shapes a different color. So I don't want my body to just be one color. I want it to be really colorful. So I'm going to work on getting my creature all colored in. I already pulled out some colors I wanted to use, and that's always a good idea right here. I don't want any of the same colors touching, so I want to be mindful about where I'm placing my colors, because I don't want green next to green. So I'm going to work on getting this all colored in, and then we will be finished. Alright, so I am almost done coloring in. I just have a few little sections I need to color in still. But I wanted you to look at this now that it's almost done. So I added my details around the outside. I made my monster, or my creature, whatever you want to call it. My person, almost. Guess it could be. And now I'm just finishing by coloring in some different sections using different colors. And then I will be completely finished. I'm going to use this color. Ooh, I like that. And just like that, we are all done. We drew it, we added our details around the outside, we outlined it, and then we got it colored in. And this is my Joan Miro inspired creature. You could always add more details around the outside if you wanted to, but I like how it looks right now, so I am going to be finished. I can't wait to see how yours come out, and I will see you next time. Have a wonderful rest of your morning, your evening, or afternoon, whenever you're watching this. Bye!